Hi friend, welcome back to my channel Testing Mini Bytes. I'm your friend Amol Saktivel. In this video, we're gonna see how we can, again use a function interface in test automation space, right? We have previously seen three different use cases, but this is the final one. How we can create a simplified method for getting the text, for getting the attributes, and getting the tag name from web elements, right? We normally use these methods in our day-to-day basis. So let's try to optimize this piece of code and let's get started. Good. Let me go to the IntelliJ workspace and you know if you notice, I have created a very simple test. Maybe let's remove this. This was named a little incorrectly, but yeah. So let's name it as web element test, and I have a XPath here. Okay. So what I'm doing, I'm creating a Chrome instance, and then I'm opening the Amazon.in. I'm trying to find all the elements that is having this particular XPath. Okay. So some cases, what I need to assert is I want to get all these elements and I want to get all the text out of it, and then I want to assert all of the text. The second use case is I want to get the href attributes from these particular elements, and then I want to assert all those links are correct. Okay, that's one of the requirements. What's the last requirement? Last requirement is I want to get the tag name for all these web elements. I want to check whether all of them is having a tag. So this may be a simple use case what I could think about. Let me go to the Amazon website, and if you notice, I'm taking the XPath like this. Okay, and nav x shop /a, which means you could see there are almost let's say you have 29. So if you notice, it's highlighting my best sellers. Okay, if I remove this, okay, second one will be mobiles, third one will be fashion, fourth one will be electronics. So there are a lot of menu items. So what basically I want to do, I want to get the text in the first scenario. Second scenario, I may be interested in href, or I may also want to get some other data hyphen csa hyphen c hyphen type. I want to get the value of this for some reasons, right? So yeah, it can be anything, but yeah, we're gonna have a common method to do all the tasks. Okay, let's see how we do this normally, right? This is a simple use case, right? We need to get the text from a list of web elements. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm finding all the web elements, okay, using this, and then I'm passing those lists here. Okay, this is a simple reusable method that we normally create in our base page or some page action classes. And this is a very simple method that actually iterates this element one by one, and whatever the tag name that it is getting out of it, it is storing in a new list, and then it is returning us. Okay, guys, think we are creating a new list here, we are iterating all these things, and then we are returning it back. The second one, get text from the web elements, almost the same operation. We're running a for loop, and then we are getting text from each of these elements, storing in a list, and then we are returning it back. At the end of the day, we also have get attribute from web elements, where we also be interested, we will pass the list elements list, and also we tell what attribute we want. Suppose in our case we need href, in some cases we may need another attribute. Okay, in those cases we are passing the attribute itself, and at the end of the day we are telling element dot get attribute and whatever the attribute we're passing. Okay, so and then we are again storing it in a list, and then we are returning it back. This is the conventional way of doing this, right? Let's try to do a little bit with Java 8, and then how we can optimize this piece of code. Okay, so basically if I try to run this, okay, it will work. So basically I'm running a for each, and then I'm using method references to print all the values. I'm printing the text href as well as the tag names. Okay, so my test got passed, and if you also notice, I have my results here. Maybe it has a lot of empty text, that's okay. But if you also notice, all of them are having a tags, and most importantly, we are also getting the links. Okay, we can do the assertion, but that's not our use case. Our use case is basically to assert all these things. Okay, so instead of doing all these things, right, instead of doing all these things, let's try to optimize this piece of code using let's say Java 8. Okay, let's create get uh, desired value using, okay, Java 8. Maybe a better name, but for now, yeah, that's okay. So I'm just creating a method. Okay, what this method does, okay, so whatever the elements I have, I am creating a stream out of it. Okay, now I have stream of web elements. Okay, so what I can basically do with this, okay, you can do a lot of things. Okay, basically I'm doing a map. So map is again is our use case, right? It's a function interface implementation. So that takes in a web element, and in our case that's going to return us back the uh, tag name, or your your whatever the tag name, the text, as well as the other one, that is href attribute, whatever the attribute. So basically we need a function, right? So let's keep it as this, and we'll also pass the function here. Okay, so the function, the input to this function is a web element. Okay, and the output in each of the cases is string. So let's name it as a function so that it's more readable and understandable. Okay, let's import this particular class from java.util.function and just name it as a function. Right now I'll just pass this function to this, and from my client code I can collect, tell what how this method should behave. That right, that's very easy now. So let's do a collect operation, and then collect them and return it into a form of list. Right, maybe I need to change the method signature that we can do. Okay, let's introduce a return keyword now, and now this automatically suggests me what I have to do. Yeah, now I am returning this. Good. So if you guys notice, let's remove this. Okay, now I think it's more clear now. Okay, so this method takes in two arguments. One is your list of elements, and second one is your function interface implementation, the lambda itself. So it takes in a web element and returns you back the string. Okay, now we will call from here. Okay, so first task is to get the text from all these elements. Okay, that's simple. So if I pass a element, okay, you give me back the get text. Okay, since it's a very simple lambda, right? So whatever the thing that you have, you are just directly calling the method. So you can replace this with a method reference like this. Okay, that's it guys. Now this method can handle it. Now the second requirement, I want to get the href attribute. Okay, then instead of, we cannot use a method reference here, so we need to use a conventional way of get attribute, and then whatever the attribute that you are interested, you can pass it. And now in my case that is href, so I'm using it. And the last one is I want to get the tag name out of it. So what I can do basically, uh, uh, for this I can use a method reference again, or you can also use a lambda. Let's get tag name. Okay, you can use like this, and then it will ask you to convert to a method reference. You can also do that. So now instead of creating multiple methods, you can basically create only one method and pass this particular function, the lambda itself, to the method, so that you get your desired output. Okay, you don't need to create a lot of methods like this. Okay, so try to create very effective code guys. Okay, let's see whether it is working. To do that, maybe I'll just check I'll introduce a new local variables for all these things. Okay, and yeah, so if I have to print it, okay, desired java 8, maybe the first one, for each yes outs. Yeah, and the second one is basically href dot for each. So see. Okay, and then the last one is basically desired values. Guys, ignore the name. Okay, don't think about the name for now, because it was created by IntelliJ. Don't blame me. Okay, for now we are not focusing on that much. Dot for each again. So good. So once you're done with this, just try to run the same test, and now with just one method it should work, instead of creating all this method. You don't need them, right? So now the browser is launched. It will do all the operation and it will print us the expected result. Okay, if you notice, same results getting printed, but this time with very less verbosity. This is the power of lambda, guys. I'm trying to bring in a lot of examples for you guys to understand it more clearly. I hope this video you will find it useful. Please share it with your friends and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that so far. I'll see you all in another great video. Until then, tada, bye bye from Mohan. Bye.